When it comes to exploration and discovery, I am hard-pressed to think of many games that bring this feeling out of me more than Elden Ring. Just when I think I've seen everything there is to see, I'll crest a hill only to find new caves to explore, fake cliffs to fall through and die, or maybe not die and explore new cool areas. It feels like this is a game that just keeps on giving. Even today, when I was recording footage for this, I found a new area that had new items that I had never seen, so I put them in the video. I'm Bonfire, and these are 6 secret and hidden locations that you may have missed on your playthroughs of Elden Ring. I mentioned in a previous video that Radahn was super hard for me the first time I fought him. So after killing him, naturally I did not want to spend a single second longer in his boss arena. But I should have, because if you head to the north of it, you will find the War Dead Catacombs. It wasn't until New Game Plus 3 that I discovered these existed, and even then it was only after randomly seeing it in someone's Twitch stream. Now be warned, this place sucks, okay? So if you're looking to explore, maybe go here when you're a little higher. Most people kill Radahn from anywhere between the levels of 50 and 70-ish. I think the first time I killed him, I was severely underleveled at about level 30, which again probably plays into me having such a hard time with him. But inside this War Dead Catacomb, there are many spectral red mane knights waiting to snipe you with gravity arrows and other horrible things. You'll find a bunch of Melania's lackeys in here doing their thing, people hiding around corners waiting to yoink you. But if you do manage to make it through and you decide to explore this place, you'll be rewarded with a terrible boss fight as well. I present you with the Putrid Tree Sentinel. It is awful. These guys pop up all over the place. This one just loves to spew rot everywhere. So fun, especially because my offhand weapon is a rot weapon. So cool. If you do manage to kill it, you will be rewarded with Red Mane Knight Aga as a Spirit Ash, as well as a Golden Seed. So it's pretty worth it if you manage to make your way through this hidden area. What have we all learned when it comes to exploration in Souls-like games? If you find a hut, a cool palace, a tent, or any cool structure, like the Bestial Sanctum, go behind it. There's always something cool back there. I don't know why I didn't figure that out. I just learned this today, okay? Learned this today recording footage for this video. But run out of the Bestial Sanctum, take a right, and you will find yourself along the side of a cliff. When you look over the cliff, you'll see a bunch of very large roots. You can actually jump down these a few times. You can use Torrent. I like to do it on foot. I feel like I have more control, but Torrent's just fine too. And it'll probably go a little bit faster. But once you make your way to the bottom, you will find some bats. You can ignore them. You can kill them. Do whatever you see fit. It's your life. It's your game. Just have fun with it. But as you make your way down, just remember to be a little careful because you can fall off and die, and then you'll have to run all the way back here. It's a hassle. It's a whole thing. You don't want to deal with it. Once you reach the bottom platform, though, you'll be rewarded with 2 unique items and a third kind of lame item. You get some soft wool. Don't worry about it. The first of the unique items is the Dragon Crest Shield Talisman, which is a great talisman that reduces the physical damage you take, and it's really easy to get early on in the game, especially if you've been following Dee's quest, which he gives you the teleport up here to Gronk's little Bestial Sanctum. After picking up this talisman, if you turn around and head back the opposite direction, you will find on the platform overlooking the water here, you will find a dagger called the Cicada. It's got a great art design. I love the claws or fingers that are coming out over the blade. I think it just looks rad. Again, I didn't know this place existed until I stumbled upon it accidentally this morning when I was recording footage for this video. Let me know in the comments if you found this earlier or if you had someone tell you about this. My mind was blown. Go behind buildings, look behind tents, explore the world. For our next spot, you are going to want to head to the Rampart Tower Site of Grace. This is one that you can find super early on in your playthrough, and it's kind of fun. Make your way out the door where you're going to encounter a bunch of those horrible, awful, blade-wielding birds that throw explosives at you. It sucks. So you can run past them, you can deal with them. I like to kill them because they're monsters. They're terrible. They deserve to die. But after you've dealt with them, run to your left where you will see a ledge, which actually you can see where you first start your journey through Elden Ring, the Chapel of Anticipation. Once you make your way to the ledge, you will see another ledge. Jump off. Hopefully you do not become one of these bloodstains. Turn to your right and you will see another ledge along the wall further down. Jump off and you should be able to safely land on this little outcropping. Walk towards the item and jump down to the broken pillar. You'll find a marred wooden shield. Feel free to use it, drop it, throw it off a cliff, do whatever you want with it. Now here's the exciting part. You'll see a cliff. You jump on the cliff. Oh no, there's no real cliff there. You fall. To your death? No, you don't. You find a sweet scarab, which has got the Ash of War Storm Assault. That one's a lot of fun. I would recommend trying that one out. Make your way along the cliffside, and you will find a Crucible Knight. Pick up this item first, though. You're going to want the Somber Smithing Stone, too. If you're early on in your playthrough, this guy can be quite difficult, but if you manage to kill him, you will be rewarded with the excellent aspect of the Crucible Horns. It's a lot of fun if you're going for a Crucible Knight build. To get out of here, you can either teleport to a different site of grace or just continue along the path where you will find an elevator back up to the Rampart Tower site of grace. Have you ever looked off the west coast of Limgrave and just wondered to yourself, I wonder what that island is? Well, that is where the Church of the Dragon Communion is located. To get there, you're going to need to find the coastal cave. Just head over to the west coast by the beach, run through the cave where there's going to be a bunch of monkey boys shrieking at you. But before you encounter those, if you found Mr. Mama's boy Monkey Man, he's going to be right here at the entrance just moaning and moaning and moaning, telling you he got beat to a pulp. Once you've killed both of the demi-human chiefs, all the rest of the demi-humans will cower in fear of you in the boss room. You'll also be rewarded with the sewing needle and the tailor's tools. You can give those back to the Monkey Mama's boy right after this to continue his quest line. But once you exit the cave, run up the slope and you will see in front of you the Church of Dragon Communion, where you can turn in all the dragon hearts you acquire for some awesome dragon incantations. More will unlock as you progress through the game and kill more dragons, so don't worry if you only see 3 like you do here. More will become available as you progress throughout the game. What is it that makes John Wick so good? Let me ask you another question. Do you remember when you first started this game and you probably got clapped out by that big grafted dude? I'm going to answer that first question now. It's a good old-fashioned revenge story. Do you want revenge? If your answer is anything but yes, you're probably wrong. So you're going to need to head to the 4 belfries with an imbued sword key. If you do not have one, that's okay. The very, very top belfry, which you can't actually use as a teleporter, has a chest. Inside of that chest, there is a sword key, which thankfully we can use here. After you acquire this key, head to the teleporter on the right-hand side as you made your way up. A sign will also say Precipice of Anticipation. You will need to insert the imbued sword key into the imp's head and take the teleport. Remember earlier when I talked about fake cliffs and falling off and getting jebaited and all that stuff? Well, here you go. I completely forgot this was a thing. And dead. After making the embarrassing run back, you can run across the bridge and enter the fog gate and attack this grafted scion. By the time I figured out how to get here, I was wildly overleveled. This guy is such a scrub. You'll get the ornamental straight sword as well as the golden beast crest shield. Enjoy your sweet, sweet revenge. The 6th and final location you may have missed in your playthroughs of Elden Ring is actually, I think, the most important one, and that is Mohg's Palace. It is a completely optional zone, but it is absolutely mandatory now if you are planning on playing the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, because it will require you to kill Mohg as part of the prerequisites to get into the DLC. There are two ways you can access Mohg's Palace. The first is by doing White Mask of Vari's quest line. It's long and tedious, requires a lot of talking. You have to invade other people 3 times. I'll just throw some B-roll of it here in the background because if I walk through the whole thing, it's probably going to take another 10 to 15 minutes in this video, which is already long enough, and you've got important things to be doing. You can do his quest line, which is great, and it gives you the option to get his mask later on, and that's a really good item if you are going to be doing any sort of blood loss build. The second way to do it is a little bit easier, but you will not be able to access it until much later on in the game after you've found the hilltops of the giants and the consecrated snowfield. You'll want to head to the western part of the consecrated snowfield where you will find a teleporter. If you take that teleporter, it'll take you straight over to Mohg's Palace. Now, granted, it is quite a bit further away from Mohg himself. Taking the teleporter, though, gives you access to one of the best farming spots for runes in the whole game. It's still abused. It's still used by lots of people. It's great if you want to level up real quick. But again, you'll have to progress into the game quite a bit. So there you have it. Those are 6 locations in Elden Ring that are off the beaten path, hiding in plain sight. You might have missed them. I missed a lot of them myself. But let me know in the comments if there's ones that I didn't put on here that you think should be on this list. We can always make more videos. There's a lot more that I wanted to put in here, but as you can see, it was getting kind of long. And like I said earlier, y'all got things to be doing. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe, as I'm always uploading new tips, tricks, and other videos like rants. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.